Live breaking news, Nez Nation, my fellow Americans, Matt Gaetz, who out of the blue, out of left field, dropped out of the race for Attorney General after Trump nominated him, has now chosen to not join the 119th Congress. He resigned the 118th Congress, but he was duly elected to the 119th Congress, and he just went on the record to say what he's going to do next, and it's got nothing to do with Congress. So stick around for that. Also, Brian Williams goes on the Seth Meyers show and gives the Democrats a brutal, harsh analysis that I think reeks of truth. You got to see this clip. This is the kind of brutal, tough love that this party needs right now, and it is absolutely monumental. Stick around for that. Plus, Gavin Newsom says he cares for the people. I'll show you a clip of that in just a second. But first, is Elon Musk going to buy MSNBC? So it started off kind of like a joke. Donald Trump Jr. posted this on, by the way, follow me on X. I post a lot of stuff I can't post anywhere else on X. He posted this on X because Comcast was putting MSNBC up for sale after their abysmal ratings, as they should be, because they are awful. They're propagandists and evil. He says, hey, Elon Musk, I have the funniest idea ever after putting the post on MSNBC going for sale. And then Elon responded with, this is an actual post by Elon Musk. You can see it right there, November 22nd. That's today, 2024, just literally an hour ago as of this recording. You're probably watching this later. But he actually inquired, how much does it cost? If you don't know, Elon Musk is the richest man to ever have walked and stepped foot on this planet. His net worth has skyrocketed to north of $350 billion, putting Jeff Bezos in a real steep, far second place of 180. I know, rough life, 180 billion. Sorry, Jeff. And the reason why this is so intriguing is because the way that he bought Twitter and now it's turned into X all started with this tweet. Back in 2017, December 21st, we're coming up on, 7 years now? 7 years ago, where he posted this, I love Twitter. You can look at the top of your screen. And then Dave Smith responded innocuously, you should buy it then. And then the post that changed the game forever probably helped land Donald Trump into the White House. You can almost say, arguably you could say it had a huge, profound impact. He replied quite famously, how much is it? And then proceeded. That started the snowball effect. That started the gears turning of him eventually purchasing it just a few years later. Are we seeing the same thing? You never know. Could this be the new logo? MXNBC? I don't know about you, but it sounds good to me. Probably, quite frankly, it would be a lot better. He's a smart guy, builds a lot of rockets, bought Twitter, made it a lot better. MSNBC is fake news. Maybe he could turn that around too. I agree with you, Mr. President, 100%, sir. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I can't wait to read your comments on this one. Okay, so getting back to Matt Gaetz, this story just keeps unraveling and getting weirder and weirder and weirder, but he doesn't seem fazed by it. Most of the Republicans don't seem fazed by it. Trump certainly didn't seem fazed by it. He nominated Pam Bondi immediately, who I actually think is a great pick. I'd like to get your thoughts on that if you haven't commented, or if you don't know that yet. Pam Bondi is now nominated by President Trump to be the next Attorney General of the United States of America. It was this guy, though. It was Matt Gaetz. He dropped out. I don't want to cause distraction. Sounds like a bunch of BS. Was there some truth in the ethics committee finding out all about all these allegations? Perhaps. But then everybody thought, well, he resigned from Congress, but he actually didn't resign from the newly elected 119th Congress. He resigned from the current 118th Congress. So everybody thought he made a deal. He definitely, was like, okay, you guys don't bring out anything into the public. I've got a long career ahead of me. I'm young. But then he says, I'm not now. He says today, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. So what are you going to do, Matt? Well, he tells Charlie Kirk right here. Check this out.
So, Matt, I now have to ask about just what your plans are. And it's okay if you have to, punt on it because you might not know. It's important to know you resigned from this Congress, not the next Congress. Our audience is 100% behind Matt Gaetz, by the way. They are very, very upset that you are not able to get all the way to Attorney General. I have to ask, what is next for Matt Gaetz?
I'm still going to be in the fight, but it's going to be from a new perch. I do not intend to join the 119th Congress. There are a number of fantastic Floridians who've stepped up to run for my seat, people who have inspired with their heroism, with their public service. And I'm actually excited to see Northwest Florida go to new heights and have great representation. Charlie, I've been in an elected office for 14 years. I first got elected to the state house when I was 26 years old, and I'm 42 now. And I've got some other goals in life that I'm eager to pursue with my wife and my family. And so I'm going to be fighting for President Trump. I'm going to be doing whatever he asks of me, as I always have. But I think that 8 years is probably enough time in the United States Congress. You know, in Florida, our voters got to vote on term limits for state government, and the campaign was 8 is enough. And so you can only do 8 years in the Florida House of Representatives. And so it seems like a pretty poetic time to allow that great new blood to come in, to allow my district to have high quality representation. And don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not taking off for a tropical excursion for the rest of my life. I am here to help save this country. And one thing the great patriots at Turning Point know, we need people at every level. We need brilliant lawyers on the outside. We need tough congressmen and congresswomen on the inside. We need a leadership structure under President Trump that's going to allow for durability of our movement and the ability to continue this great realignment of our politics. And so I'll play a part in that. I plan to be a big voice, but maybe not as an elected member of the government.
Maybe not as an elected member of the government. Is Gaetz going to the private sector? Is he going into media? Is he going to start his own podcast? Is he starting up his own private practice? Like, what is going on? This guy had the most promising career. 42 is baby years in politics. I mean, you were literally a baby at 42. You were at the apex. You were at the height of your powers, really in your 40s and 50s in politics, even into your 60s. I mean, this is really bizarre. I can't wait to get your thoughts on this. What do you think is going on with Gaetz? Did the swamp really do a number on this guy? I mean, is this like Kevin McCarthy retribution? Like we've never seen before? Like, did he just drop the axe on Matt Gaetz and his whole career? Was that whole peppy walk, song, and dance that he did? We're having great conversations. We're doing great. I've been getting a lot of great advice. I don't want to be a distraction to President Trump. I don't buy that for a second. I mean, that was all a facade. Something is really weird. Something is very, very bizarre. Ginger, again, in our live stream yesterday, his wife, Ginger Gaetz, posted "End of an Era." So what's he doing? What's he up to? What did they do to him? I'm just going to say this and then I'm going to end on this. I truly believe they've got something on him that is so legitimate that would have absolutely tore him asunder if brought out publicly, that he not only withdrew from nomination for Attorney General, but he somehow, I guess, perhaps said, okay, guys, I will just leave politics for good. I will leave my seat open. I won't even go back into the new Congress. Like, they ousted him. This is like a la Biden, but without the dementia. So they had some kind of leverage that must have been super powerful. I don't buy the smiles and the giggles and, I've been there since I was 26. It's enough is enough. I'm going to be fighting from a different perch. It just seems really funkadelic and something smells very fishy in Denmark. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to hear them in the comments. Our next story, here he is, American psycho Gavin Newsom, the man who is solely responsible for destroying my great state of California. And he just continues to destroy it. I mean, we've got a gas hike coming up. We've got taxes going up. Illegals coming up. Homelessness hasn't gone anywhere. He spent hundreds of billions of dollars on that. We got a budget deficit that's historically at its lowest ever. At its highest ever. And he has the nerve to say this. Listen to this.
I'm not looking. It's not about voters. It's not about voters. I care about people. I don't care who you voted for. I care about people. I care about Trump supporters. I care about RFK Jr. supporters. I care about Tucker Carlson supporters. I care about Charlie Kirk supporters. I care about Ben Shapiro supporters. I care about all people. I care about the people living here in the Sierra, folks down in San Diego where I just was, or in my backyard in Fair Oaks, California. I care about people. And I care about protecting them, their public safety, and their public health. And I care about being honest with them as well and level setting with them. This is not an academic exercise. We had the experience with Donald Trump. Don't fall sort of prey to somehow this is some new day. Listen to what these guys are saying and telling you. Look at what they're prepared to do day one, January 20th, 21st. Get prepared, and no impact will be greater than the impact in this region. And there may be a lot more Trump supporters here, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to still have their backs because they need us to have their back, not turn their back on them.
I can't help it. I just can't help it. He cares about the people, you walking haircut that passes for a man. Who is buying this snake oil salesman's BS? He's literally vying for the presidency in 2028. All of this, I'm here for you, Tucker Carlson. I want Trump supporters. I care about the people. Who is buying this sewage coming out of this American psycho? Are you kidding me? This guy is a lie in a cheap Bloomingdale's suit. He's a walking lie in a cheap Bloomingdale's suit. It is so utterly insulting that this guy actually thinks that people are going to believe this crap. Like, there's a reason why you weren't asked to speak at the DNC, even though you showed up and embarrassed yourself, greasy Gavin Newsom. You are the worst governor. You're the biggest lying, next to Kamala. You're the biggest phony to ever enter the political arena. Literally the biggest phony. Nobody believes a word of what you're saying. We all know you're full of CRAP, capital crap. His audacity just never stops. It's just unbelievable. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. This guy just never stops. Okay, this is probably my favorite video to share with you. This is my favorite video to share with you. This clip right here. Brian Williams giving a brutal takedown of the Democrats, why they lost, Kamala Harris, the whole entire ridiculous, far radical left party. Just sit back, relax, and listen to this and enjoy this. Oh, it's just delicious. Watch this.
It is tough love time for the Democratic Party. I think it needs to be stripped down and rebuilt. I think that means a change in leadership. I want to know who thought it was a good idea that Joe Biden stand for another 4 years at 80 years of age and 37% popularity. So then that saddled the party with a British-like short campaign season for them. I think it's insulting when members of the working class, which the Democratic Party has lost entirely in our lifetimes, to insist the economy's doing great. A 12-pack of Bounty is $40. Rich folks don't feel that. Poor folks already switched to Sparkle during the COVID, during the lockdown. And I think telling them that the NASDAQ is gangbusters is further insulting. It's insulting. I think the biggest unforced error of the Biden administration by far was the border. To tell people it's not a problem is insulting. For the working class to see incoming migrants getting welcome bags, debit cards, and motel rooms is probably insulting as well. So there's a lot of work to do. You know, it was when they handed out camo hats that said Harris Walls, and the Democrats they were kind of charmed by that. Their party has gone quinoa, and the rest of America's eating at Cracker Barrel. And so it was kind of an ironic use of something millions of Americans put on their heads to start their day every day.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Mr. Williams. I think that is the voice of reason that this party needs. Shame on you, Obama. That should have been you, Obama, because you're actually somebody that I respected. And the fact that you're just so far removed from the pulse of the people, from reality, I pray, I told my wife this morning, my hand to God, I told my wife this morning, I pray I never become so removed from reality as I get older and perhaps even maybe more successful or whatever. because I'm never going to stop working. So I count on being more successful with your help. It was really the lies that Obama spewed that were the really most egregious and embarrassing and disappointing aspect. And then you spewed, these weren't even good lies. They were lazy lies. I've talked about this many, many times, especially in his campaign speech that he gave right before the election. It was abominable. But I'd love to get your thoughts on everything that we covered today. I love what Brian Williams said. Who knows? Maybe there's some hope for this. I don't call them the Democrats. They're the hypocrites. They're radical, extreme, far left, left of Lenin. It is awful. They are socialist communists, to put it mildly. So maybe this could be some bit of a spark. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I can't wait to hear from you. If you haven't seen these videos, check them out. They are remarkable, especially this one I just posted today. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. Subscribe to our sign up for a free newsletter in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. It's your sure-proof way of never missing out. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA. I'll see you soon.